All right, 10 seconds here. Hopefully that tip is enough, Arctic Bear, to get me through the first round here. Not sure if this name sounds familiar. Canadian, but yeah, I don't think I recognize it. That's how old I am. We got our coffee, unsipped as of yet. Might see knight here. Rook d8 is, I think, otherwise very common. Queen d7. I think a5 or knight e5 makes sense here. You almost always want to take this. Okay. Could try b3 here, and then basically play c4 next. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go for that. This looks pretty hard to stop. You know, even if he plays rook c8, should still be able to play c4 here. And because he played f6, this is probably a little bit more powerful than usual. Interesting. Taking on d5. I mean, maybe he's taking with the queen, even? I don't know. Our position looks good. Rook c1 looks like a normal move here. I'm going to throw in h4 because I feel like I definitely need an escape square, and maybe h5 is going to be useful. But yeah, definitely want to play a move like that. And I'm kind of torn here because c5 is definitely not a bad move. The only thing is I can't use the b file right now. So I think this to start makes sense. So we have our escape square. Might want to take, like I said, even pushing the pawn becomes an option here. Okay, so now I have to choose between c5 and take. c5 looks ridiculous, but this pawn might just be like nearly impossible for him to defend. Yeah, I'm gonna take, I think. And this is because I think in order to, so take on c6. So we might have an e4 move coming. I don't know. Yeah, so he's comfortable with this. I really want to play rook here, but let's just play a move like this for now. Basically, as soon as the bishop moves, if I play rook here, we should have a very good position. Okay, he does play g4. I think we're going to take, go g4 ourselves. We can switch to h7 as a target, maybe. I think we wanted queen b2 to play there. Okay, I'll have to play rook a1. That's okay, though. Temporary. We have to queen takes a5, try to mess things up here. I'm gonna take the a pawn. Should be winning here. Okay, there we go. Due to the time pressure, we were at a little bit of a standstill here, but make no mistake, we had a very sizable advantage. I think for a good part of this game. Like, I think this is a pretty nice achievement here. We've got these pawns fixed. We've got this pawn weak. Great pawn structure. Save king, and then even gaining space on the king side as well. So a bit of a grind to get there, and because of the time pressure, I definitely was not the most accurate, but I don't think we ever let it slip away. Yeah, at some point, I felt the only way to make progress was to give the a pawn and then just, I mean, black's pieces are all tied up, so. ABD. Top of the morning to you, Airbus driver. Top of the morning to you. 10 subs from ABD. Got Twitch is, God, they must be thrilled that September's over. They don't have to reach deep in the pockets to match the energy of one Airbus and driver. Thanks for the 10, ABD. A round one dub. Chespionage, appreciate the 100 bits from you. Thank you, Chespionage. Oh, we're already back in the next one here. Hey, Subham. Good luck if you're playing in this one. I feel like I see one of these three moves here pretty much all the time. These two most commonly. Yeah. There we go with that one. Okay. Probably just take it. Suppose we could also leave it there, but I guess this makes more sense. He might be tempted by this. I would definitely expect that he'd be tempted by that one. This makes sense as well, but I assume he's going to go Queen G4. Yeah, this Queen G4 move is way more annoying than you'd expect. Just can't castle. Very invasive. Like, you pretty much have to play G6, but it gets really rough there. I mean, you do what you have to do, though, so I guess we have to play this disgusting move. Okay, now we have to guard C8. Queen A4 doesn't really matter, at least, but I mean, pretty much every single one of these moves looks winning to me. Yeah, the fact that we couldn't castle due to bishop h6 is particularly disturbing. Knight c6 looks like trouble. Knight d7 feels like a better attempt. I mean, yeah. Bishop h6 we can't castle, so we're obviously not thrilled by that. I feel like we do need to trade some pieces here. Something like rook c8. So like takes queen a4. We can go maybe queen back to b7. I think we're surviving there. But yeah, this is pretty bad. We're basically just down a rook here. I don't think this is that bad for me. I could be wrong here. Let's go queen b7. At least we can dream of just unpinning ourselves here, and of course defending a7. Maybe even like slow walk the king over. I mean, we're just significantly worse here, so let's go here. Okay, let's put the knight here. I assume bishop g5 will be played. But bishop g5 does let me castle, interestingly enough. And okay, knight d5 is nothing to laugh at. That knight might just save me. Yes, we have an important choice here. Let the knight go to e4 or not. If I take, bishop takes, we can castle. We're almost dead there. We have to let the knight in, don't we? It's so brutal. No, let's take a knight d5. I can't let the knight go to e4. The problem is I can't play either of these moves because of rook takes d5. So that's what I'm struggling with. So I think we are close to lost. Probably lost, but I just don't see it. Yeah, I can't take it also. Yeah, I don't have a move, unfortunately. Because rook c1 will just happen. I think the problem was I played this thinking like maybe I could take, but I just can't castle, so we have nothing to do there. I'm pretty close to getting out of it here. I was trying to play king d7, but we're just... I mean, we should be losing this somehow. I didn't see exactly, but yeah, this bishop will find its way probably here or like... I just don't have a move. So this kind of looked wrong, although king b8, rook c8, probably should have tried that. I was definitely pretty close to escaping. I still think this was the right decision. I don't know. This looks tough to handle because bishop g5 happens, and then if you just take this bishop off the board, the knight is going to show up everywhere. But maybe that was the lesser of the two evils. You know? Could have done something like this. Try to survive. I mean, it's all losing, but maybe this was a better attempt. I think the problem was that queen g4 was so strong. So it's like, this is fine. We can make it happen here. But I didn't expect this move to be so strong. He went queen a4. Honestly, it's probably quote unquote a mistake. Like, it's not the move that you really need here. Just queen g4 directly. We're just in trouble. Queen g4 is so annoying. So it's kind of lost ever since this, because if I have to play g6, it's terrible. If I have to play king f8, it's terrible. If I have to play bishop f8, for obvious reasons, it's terrible. So it's really just that move that killed us. This was pretty smart by him. Queen c4 and then queen g4. Because, yeah, I could probably try to develop, but here I would have to castle. Didn't even think of it. Bishop h6, Hassam, yes. Bishop h6. Well, queen g4 just wins if I castle. Oh, we have a... I mean, I feel like losing this endgame is probably the hardest rook endgame to lose ever. Black's missing checkmate in one every time there. Jeez. We're very happy to take this bishop, but usually you can sneak in a4 for free because it's pretty undesirable for them to exchange. And if they play a6, then just taking is like a better version to include a4 and a6. And they almost always include a6. Yeah. Just hit this. Try to encourage rook d8. Can be a little suspicious to double the rooks like that. And I don't know. I think we're about to play a5, knight c4. I've had this position quite a few times in Title Tuesday, and I don't know. It's such a good position. So hopefully we can get another pretty good performance in here. A5 looks domineering. Question is, do we want to include the move g5 or not? Because if I play knight here, then maybe b5 will happen. So I really like a5. I definitely want to play a5. But g5 is kind of interesting. He can't go to either of those squares. Knight h5 just straight up doesn't look good because I don't know where the knight's going next. And knight e8 actually could be potentially useful. I don't know. But I think we can just wait for that for next turn. No, I can see the logic for playing it now. I feel like if I go here, then maybe e5 will happen. Some kind of quick, like e5, e4. So, okay, let's go here now. And then I think I'll play a5. So he'll go knight here, most likely. He might play this, but I think most people get away from knight h5 once they realize, like, it's just not joining the game. So yeah, knight here. And I think a5, knight c4, and we should be doing very well. He's probably going to have to bring the rook back like this because, I don't know, your knight can't really go anywhere. Maybe you consider e5 here. But I think this move is really annoying. a5 there. I just want to control these squares. If I control these ones, we should be in very good shape. Maybe he'll try this. That's possible. I don't know. h6. Like, I'll probably just play h4. Yeah, he goes knight here, but this is where we're going to take like this, and then that's it. I'm not going to take, obviously, and let that happen. So this bishop is not really that useful. We can also just win a pawn straight up by going knight there and takes. So we have a number of good options here. I'm definitely going to start like this, though. And you can see the idea, but like, for example, knight e4 should just win this pawn. Because we're still hitting the bishop. So I guess knight here, rook. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't even know. Knight here looks extremely good. I usually want to play knight c4 there with my knight, but I think we're just winning this pawn here. Anytime you can trade that bishop for like a knight, oh man, it's the best feeling. Because the whole point of this game is to control these squares, and you're going to do that with your knights, not your bishop. So I actually don't even need that thing. So knight e5 I was extremely happy to see, and now, I don't know, the pieces are just so bad. And this pawn on a5, don't forget, this is the real hero here. We don't have a good position without the pawn here. And after we take this, we hit the rook, and we hit this, which hits the other rook. I don't know. Good things have to be happening. So I assume just bishop back to g7, maybe bishop c7. Yeah, so here, rook d5, and then if I take, there's rook b8. I can see what's happening there. So I was thinking here, rook d1. That feels like it could be something. He's also low on time, so this is a really annoying move to face. So if we go here, rook there, takes again. There's going to be some b2 pawn hanging at the end of everything. We can play e4 here, though. I kind of like e4. Rook d6, we can take on b7, so he's definitely in trouble here. Yeah, now he's just lost. This was a very easy game. I play this opening quite a bit, and I swear to God, it's like a free win every time. Knight b8, knight c7. Probably go knight e5 here. Okay, cover the knight's squares. And then e5 is going to trap the bishop. Oh man, this is going to be a filthy game. Look at these knights. Covering those squares, covering... Like, look at this bishop. It has absolutely nowhere to move. The knight has nowhere to move. The king has nowhere to move. Just disgusting. I don't know the official count, but I promise you I've had this exact position, bishop f5, g4, bishop d3, a few times now, and I relish the opportunity to play this position every single time. Like, the likelihood that we get to this position is very high every single time. G5 and then a5 just always feels good here. Black's on the brink of being dead lost every single move. Thanks for the 10 subs, Airbus driver. Very happy with that game. Kind of curious now. What is it? Because you can get to that position very easily. Yeah, I mean, black has a few moves. but specifically the one that I was talking about, bishop f5. Okay, only 2 are showing up here. It's kind of surprising. I've definitely had it more times than this. I think both of these games might be from the same guy. There's one guy, I think some CM entitled Tuesday that I keep playing, and he keeps playing the same line. Yeah, it's the same guy. I've definitely played it a few more times than that. This database isn't always accurate, but we're definitely scoring very well here. Yeah. But this bishop f5 in particular with g4, it feels absolutely dead for black. But I don't want to, I don't want to be too noisy here, because I don't want people to realize that this is scoring so well. So, shh. Chess Dad 512, thanks for the 33 with Prime. We love a Chess Dad. Are you guys going to be chess dads? You know, the way they have soccer moms. Are you guys going to grow up and be chess dads? King says, all right, thanks for the 2 months with Prime. I wonder if chess dad is a chess dad. This is the way to make a draw here. Check on these squares. I think we're into the next round here. Oh, we got white again. Chess dad is a chess dad. Confirmed. Okay. He's paving the way for all of us. I think this is the main reason you play this opening, so would not be surprised to see that. Hmm. Go here for now. Bishop h6 voluntarily. Maybe like knight c5 in the future. Okay, goes knight a7. I think I'll bring the bishop all the way back, actually. There's some future for it over here. Here we have knight c5, and this just looks like a kind of annoying move to make, so we'll try that. Usually you want to get a c4 move in kind of around now. Pretty aggressive move there. Don't really know the result of this, but hoping that it just gets so messy that it might work in our favor. Didn't really appreciate that this was a full possibility here. Yeah, this move is going to happen, isn't it? Did not realize that. This looks pretty wrong. Pretty lost. Because I don't even think I want to win material here. Too bad. I think we could have made a little comeback there. I kind of liked my coordination. Here, I know for a fact we have an advantage, so it's a bit unfortunate that we allowed it to get so messy. This feels like the right idea, but I think it was wrong considering that, yeah, maybe we should take. We have queen d5. I know for a fact that when you open things up like this, I mean, just look at black's position. They have like two pieces developed, king kind of loose on the diagonal. So we really fumbled here. Takes queen b3. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't play this. I thought bishop g4, but it's constantly getting hit with knight b7 and like rook d1 later. Yeah, that's a shame. We're just winning here. Played this position almost perfectly from the opening, and then just got outplayed a little bit because he went for e5 and he handled the complications with a little bit more time, granted, much better than me. So well played for just making it messy, but it wasn't a good move. So bishop g5 is nice, or bishop b5 is nice, because then we go back to f1 and the knight's on a7. And then going back here. Yeah. Sometimes bad moves pay off, because they're tough to handle. Like, e5 has some very serious problems with it. We should have taken, but I don't know. You just convince yourself of different things when you're playing the game. I'm not that upset with c4, but he definitely played the right way, bishop g5, and I was not appreciating how dangerous knight d4 was. Yeah, we definitely have a pretty decent attempt here with the rook and the pawn and everything, but yeah, we didn't handle it. Didn't handle it well. I needed to play d6 and like bishop c4 or something. Anyway, no point in analyzing that because that's just nonsense. What we needed to do is this. This is completely winning. So this is what I mean. Sometimes terrible moves like e5, like, is kind of a blunder. Just pay off because, I mean, this position is overwhelming. I'm about to play rook d1. Black's like not even developed. But I don't know, for one reason or another, just convinced ourselves to play differently and it paid off for him. And we had a good amount of time to handle e5 too. We thought for a while and it didn't even play the right move, so that's on us. That's on us. Yeah, really happy with the opening, but really falling apart in the middle game here. Here we just have to be taking no matter what, just to put some pressure there. Thanks for the 9 months, Mans UK. Hello, TH Toaster. Terrible start to this tournament. I've had 4 pretty good openings, but I think it's clear after doing some work on my openings, making the London course, we improved our openings, but there's this gaping hole in the middle of our chess. I feel like I'm a pretty good endgame player, pretty good time scrambler. Terrible middle game player. Constantly just like get a good position and fumble. Can we just skip to the end game? I didn't actually pay attention to who was in this tournament, but it looks reasonably strong. Thanks for the 4 years, FK Gon. Hello, buddy. Hello, hello. Welcome back. 4 years on the dot with Prime. Yes, the sound of silence. Oh yeah, I gotta pull that like break timer. It's almost done. $9.83 rapid, 4-digit push this evening. So while we're doing UTT, you're gonna be pulling the 4-digit shift. You have to jump back in the stream. We'll be on Kick then, mans. You gotta jump in the stream and let us know. Keep us updated. All right. Let's get back into this terrible tournament. I keep having some positions that I would say look good, but misplaying the middle game. Or there's like a moment where my opponent kind of plays a suspicious move that has an answer, but I'm not necessarily finding it. So if we repeat this line, I'll definitely play it, let's say, properly. I'll at least be on the lookout for that queen g4 move. I do think that castling in c4 like makes the most sense. Rook C1 I wasn't expecting. Hmm. This doesn't look very inviting, does it? I think we just have to go here. All of these look desirable, but I think we have to play this pretty bad looking move. Put the knight on d5. Okay. This looks like a g5 moment, especially with h5, g4 potential. There's nothing I could have done about that, but I had seen the tactic in the opposite way, where you go bishop there and then I give a check, but man, that's annoying. Still, I shouldn't have taken the knight, but already things were like getting a little bit out of hand here, but okay, I can't be upset. We had all the chances to win. White was kind of misplaying big time. And then here, like, taking is losing, but I'm about to lose this pawn, which is quite annoying, so yeah, already we have to do something a bit strange. Yeah, definitely should have won that one. Not much we can say. I mean, I think White misplayed doing all this, but the thing is, it's still very complicated. But White definitely misplayed because I don't know. I hated my position. We were just such an ugly position here. Even though it's probably okay actually. The more that I played it, I was like, okay, it's probably not as bad as I think, but it looks disgusting. Like I don't know. It just has this terrible pawn. I did not like the game, but like we had all the chances because we brought it back to a very fine position. Blundered c4, still probably okay. Yeah, just bad. Not much to say. Definitely a bad game. But just not playing very well. I don't know. It's so funny because I play these. I don't know if it's the 3-1, but it doesn't make sense because the 3+1 seems to only benefit me. So sometimes I just think I'm like, I can't even explain it. I'll stream for like my rating's been 2,800 to 2,850 for like almost a month now. Pretty consistent. But it's so strange. I play Title Tuesday and I just always lose to like the weakest, like 20, like random 24, 2500s. But then I'll play like just random blitz games against 2800s and do fantastic. Something about this event, just like the weakest players. But maybe I'm just lucky I'm not playing these guys on the daily. I think it's fortunate for me. So we have no problem maintaining 2800 blitz, but then put me in a dark room with a 2400 and I'm running for my life. This looks pretty safe. As long as I get c6 and This is more annoying than I thought. Wow. That's a shocking move. Really doesn't want to trade. I do not agree with Queen A2. Here or here. Can't really tell which one's better. Maybe this one. I feel like we've already heard this song. Some sort of like other remix. I don't know. I think we just want to trade rooks here if we can. I think we want to take that. Oh, this game is done already. Not even quick enough to watch it. Top game. What was that by the opponent? A question you could easily ask about me as well. I don't know if there's a win to be had here. Wow, G5, what a move. Now you have this, always. King F3. Yeah. What an endgame. What an endgame. Beautiful. G5. Very pretty. I feel like I play this guy a lot in Title Tuesday. I don't know. Our ratings must just match up pretty nicely. And, if I do poorly enough, then the pairing makes sense. So I suppose this is some sort of... I'm down bad enough that I guess, I don't know, we'll just fall for it. Queen e4, rook e3, queen c2, knight d2, and bishop d3 is trapping the queen. Not to mention queen c2, knight a3 is just crushing. I feel like you have to go here. Mm-hmm. Still quite complicated though. Queen c7, e6 or e5, and I definitely do not know what's going on there. For some reason, I like queen a6 more than queen c7. This doesn't feel like it has good coordination. Queen c7, one of these moves plus bishop d6, trapping my queen was not a nice feeling. But maybe there was something super direct like queen c7 and then c4. But I'd rather not deal with that. Okay, yeah, that's pretty annoying. Rook g1. Just go here for now. Maybe rook g1, knight f3. Knight f3, queen e6 might actually win something there. Yeah, but c6 will always be hanging. So I think we can get away with this. Kind of suspicious move. He definitely has this, but with c6 hanging, we should be okay. Yeah. This one, because this is covered, definitely. But, I mean, we have queen e2 there at the minimum. And we're also developing in the process. So basically, if this, if this position at the moment doesn't work out for him, then he's surely going to be worse afterwards. Rook here, we can also take and take, but almost assuredly this is better. The one thing about this is it does allow this. Maybe rook takes. This allows knight takes d4 though. Okay, this is not that bad. I mean, I assume we're much better here. Queen c8 is such a strong move that I feel like he had to trade there. King hides nicely here. for sure a weird game, but obviously when you're playing garbage openings like this, things have to work out. Bishop g4, queen here. I think queen b5 is at least a decent attempt. Yeah, so queen c7. Okay, it was exactly what I said. Queen c7 and then c4. But that's honestly too risky for me. I prefer this. And I think the line is going to be what I said. Yeah, rook takes f1 and rook takes b2. It's exactly what I said. This position, honestly, if he had played it, I think black has very good chances here. Airbus driver, we're trying, man. It's been terrible so far. What else is new? 20 subs from Airbus driver. I'm in the slums right now. We're facing bottom of the barrel opponents. But the stick is on the ice. The stick is firmly on the ice. Black just, defending this game by the skin of his teeth, it looks like. I think rook c6 there was probably the one to do. Oh, okay. Why is white not playing this? This wins the game. Rook here, finally. There you go. King g7 or that. Yeah, I think you need this. Oh my god, there's so many blunders. No, can't even comment on that. Too many blunders. I don't know what's going on. King e8. King there. Rook e7 should do the trick. I don't know what these guys are doing. This is the craziest endgame I've ever witnessed. What's going on here? No, nobody's playing winning moves. Finally. I think there was a win on the board for probably the last 20 moves. Like every single move, missed win, missed win, missed win, missed win, missed win. The break is coming up after this game, so all information points to a loss here. Archer Bear, thanks for the 19. Most important meal of the day, and yet I never seem to have it. Just coffee for me in the morning, and maybe a Cliff Bar, you know. I feel like bishop there is strange move. Really? Ay, ay, ay. We have a lot of options. We have this kind of standard option where two sets of double pawns, we can't really be worse. We have the option of like bishop f5 or queen b6 where we just kind of keep the bishop. That looks pretty good. Then we also have taking and trying to take the b2 pawn, which unfortunately looks like it could, like this one looks good, but I don't know. I could see that somehow being a little annoying. Definitely the safest is to just go like that. Maybe even takes and queen takes on d5. So we're gonna go here. Okay, interesting. Don't think we want to make that trade. Let's go here, or we could go here, and then we take on c2. Still, it feels like there's gonna be enough counterplay for him there. How is this? It's a bit slow. Yeah, it takes here. There's going to be rook c1, and then I'll lose this pawn. So we definitely need to save this guy. Probably b6. Okay, we're definitely a little bit better here. Rook c5 is going to be nice to always watch that a pawn advance. Okay, rook here, we just have g6. And I think rook a5 could be an idea. And then bishop c6, bishop e6. There was c5 there, but I could have taken it because c5 there was a check I could give on a1. Probably king g3 coming. I think we should keep the pawn on the board here. There we go. Tough endgame to navigate. We definitely don't want to just trade pawns here. And then, yeah, you just have to know that when the rook and pawn are like this, that you can just keep attacking it from the side and you always defend perfectly. As long as your king is not somewhere random where like it could be checked. So in this case, it was on the perfect spot because it's impossible to be checked on the file that we're dealing with. So very safe position there. Thank you again, Airbus driver. The wheels are in motion, as they say. 10 more subs from Airbus driver as we improve our score to an unrecognizable number. Maybe 5 out of 8. Disgusting. I did not change my name on chess.com, no. I thought you guys would know by now that they put people's real names in like, do you think my username has a space in it? They just have your real name show up. Title Tuesday is a cash tournament after all. Like, it's a pretty official cash event, so they I don't know, they just started maybe in the last like 5-6 months having everybody's real names show up. King h2 is the saving move. Oh my god, black won. Good stuff. Good stuff. Never give up. That was that was unlikely, shall we say? Unlikely. Fat Belly Matt Kelly, thanks for the 22 months. How do we celebrate Kicktober? Yeah, Kicktober is big. It's for every sub gifted on Kick, we receive 1 sub gifted on Kick. And the funny thing about Kicktober is that by just gifting 1 sub and we receive 1 sub, it is significantly more profitable than Twitch's entire September event. Possibly just 1 sub could set the tone. Okay, little break. BRB. Kicktober. Yep, coming up. Big month ahead. Oh, this is great. We started a football soccer debate. Great stuff. Chat engagement on an all-time high. I like to see this. Looks like a pretty nice position because, I don't know, feels like we just kind of sit here forever. We have everything blockaded. Can't be that bad. Maybe could try to reroute the knight. Just double the rooks for now. He might decide to take and go rook d2, rook d1 and just try to like hold the fort. But we have all the pawns on the perfect square for a bishop endgame. I mean, it feels like it's about as good as it can be. Okay, so we have knight here. Do we not just win? So how does this work? Knight here, rook e1. Let's say knight check, king somewhere. Let's say king here, maybe? I don't know what the best square is. Bishop takes. And his only tricky move is rook back to d1, pinning me. But I'm not sure his king has a square, because like I'll have knight f2 there, for example. I don't think his king has a square to go to that I won't have a knight check. So knight e3 has to be something. Okay, in the worst case, I can just go back, so I'm not even committed to this. Also, we have knight c4, which is another way. I mean, like, This has to be winning something here between one of these two moves. I like this one a lot more. If the king goes here, that's a check. If the king goes here, then we have knight f2 after. If the king goes here, we have knight e3 after. King goes here, we have knight f2. I think this should work. Yeah, no matter where the king goes, we will have some sort of move. Just knight back. I don't know that I want to put the pawns like that. No, yeah, let's take. Maybe knight here was better, but I kind of like being on the potential knight d5 square. So rook d1 is not possible. Rook d3 looks like it's happening next. Stop the king from moving. Probably bring our king to the center here. I at least want my king on f8, so if he ever plays rook d3, like if I move my rook, then I have king e7 just to stop the counterplay. And this one, I guess we're going here. Although this also works. Okay, I think that just won the game, knight g4 there, but split bishop f3 here. I'm gonna get my king out of the pin, maybe knight d5. If I can play rook c3, I think I will. Jeez. It's remarkable. Remarkable. So crazy. Dude, I mean, I'm playing like positions that are just top of the, like, impossible to lose, like at the top of the list of those. This is such a one-sided game. It's so crazy how I don't win these. Or that like I end up with such low scores in Title Tuesdays. Because if you look at the positions I have, like this position, you can just like close your eyes. It just plays itself. Completely winning here. Okay, bishop e4 was terrible. It lost the game to knight g4, but obviously we're kind of pre-moving, so we didn't see that. Here, knight d5. This is a little unnecessary. I can play knight d5 many times, including now. But we kind of go into this, and still, like, maybe we can, like, take rook c2, b4. But at this point, you can see how things are confusing. And like just the way that it just goes downhill is so insane. So insane. Playing some guys that are they're actually entering positions I can't even fathom. This position with white, like fuck, it's so bad. It's so insanely bad. Every pawn on the correct color, like just it's I can't believe it. The positions we have are so good. Anybody would like just dream to have these. They should be unlosable. Because you can kind of like sit there and do nothing. That's when it's like insane to lose. When you could literally sit there, shuffle the pieces, and white has no, like every pawn is stuck. What are you doing? Shuffling your rook here? It's incredible. Incredible. It feels like it's been every single game today. Ay, 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 ay. The games that I have are so insanely winning. I am in shock. Like I just can't believe we could lose that. It's hard to imagine that anyone could. But Title Tuesday is such an anomaly. It's such a weird event. I sit here losing games to incredibly weak players, and then we just join the pool and we maintain 2,800. So I don't know how. What is it about these 24, 2500s? And 3+1 time control should benefit me, if anything. But I still think there's an element where I play worse in 3-1 because I know there's time. Like time added. So I'd almost perform better in 3-0, which I do. Because that's not the case. Takes, rook d3, rook takes d4. Unfortunately, it does not work for him. Sometimes those weird tactics are available. I feel like that's pretty much all we have. I suppose the only difference between that game and every other game is that we actually won our position that was so good. And it wasn't even like that was probably my worst advantage. Very small advantage, if at all. So the game with the overwhelming advantages, can't win them. Is every game finished? Thank you, our bus driver. Dude, I don't know how we can't do better than that. Playing so poorly. High Tiding, thanks for the 8 months. Welcome back, High Tide. Knight G4 back. Okay, Knight G4, I think Bishop E7 now just to block the E file. Oh, I didn't consider that. We might have to play this or this. Yeah, I really don't want to allow C4. Okay, Bishop G7, C4. Or Bishop E7, C4. Takes, Rook takes, D5. This was so unnecessary. What? In shock. Spent 2 minutes thinking about the best move, and he plays c3. What the hell? Ay, ay, ay. I don't know what to say. No c4 here. No c4 is crazy to me. Like, once you do this and we play b5, there's, once again, I mean, it would be on brand for me to lose this, but once again, there's nothing for white to do. Look at this. It's insane. Every game today, my opponents had a position that they basically Zugzwangen. Like, they just can't make a single move. And our score is 7. Unreal. This is like just complete domination. But I've had so many games like this. Just can't win them. Airbus driver, thank you. and for supporting, you know, chess that only a mother could love. I had some really sexy positions today to steal today's word, but just not a scoreline that reflected it. Okay, GG's. We ended up with 7. ABD, big supporter. Thank you kindly. We ended up with 7. God damn. Hello, Moist. Classic 7 for us, bud. You linked a funny Kramnik tweet. Yes. I don't know what this means. Maybe the Russian bras can comment. It probably means like, oh, let's go or something. I don't even know. Naroditsky beats Aronian, Shimanov. Okay, Shimanov's not that strong. I mean, he's a very good player, but I don't think anyone's like Kramnik is like just crazy. He's including an IM, 2700 IM, and okay, Shimanov's definitely nowhere near the same caliber as these other 2 wins. Aronian, I've beaten before, extremely beatable online. And he had a good win against Grishuk, who routinely gets in time trouble. I haven't seen any of the games, but this is the evidence you're putting forward? Or as Kramnik likes to say, these are the statistics, these are the facts that I'm presenting. This is it? And you're talking about Naroditsky, definitely one of the best like blitz players in the world, online especially. It's hilarious. It's like putting a bunch of like my wins that I just clocked in a row and oh yeah, Hambo's really God, geez, 83.7. What are we doing here? This is a crazy tweet. No, but I've beaten Aronian before online. Grishuk is well known to be in time trouble. Shimanov is a strong player, but like I don't think anyone's taking a drug test after beating Shimanov. And then what? Some like 2700 IM? What's going on here? This is the evidence? Can't take that seriously. It's like if I was included. Can you imagine like Naroditsky beat Hambleton, GM 2800, plus sign, and Danya's at like 98.3. It's like no one's beating KNVB. I don't think anyone is getting wanded after that, you know? You need to reach a higher level, higher threshold than just beating KNVB. Like surely Danya needs to do a little bit better than this for us to really be curious. No way they banned Danya even if he cheated? Are you well? You're saying Danya cheats and chess.com would be complicit? That's a funny theory. I'm here for it. No, but this is crazy. Evil Chess Mafia, yes. Not accusing, just surprised. In the last 5 games, 3,004, never yet achieved by anyone in the Blitz World Championship. Okay. What? Definitely not true. Would like to learn from Danya, playing a match if he agrees. Is Kramnik low-key a genius? Like, is this how to do it? Let's say that you wanted to play a match against Danya. You could challenge Danya, or you could present his last 4 games as part of a random win streak and say this exact message. And you might get a match with him. Not accusing, just surprised. In the last 5 games, less than 10 Centipons level in average and 3,000 plus performance. Never yet achieved by anyone in Blitz WC. So would like to learn from Danya playing a match if he agrees. Low-key, I think Vlad Kramnik just wants to play matches with people. You know? He's that guy a little bit on the outside. Like, there's the chess circle. He's just on the outside. No one wants to play games with Vlad. And he's just trying to be included. He's like, hey, let's play some games over here. Okay. Responding to an Elon tweet. That's what I'm saying, Fugs. You summed it up perfectly. Java Bandit, thank you, sir. That's big support. 30 subs because, you know, an extra 3 wins were there for the taking. And we choked this morning, Java. We could have had better. Thanks for the big 30 subs from Java Bandit. You think Kramnik's doing troll marketing at this point? Yeah, I can see that. I think so, Moistad. Yep. You might have to present these facts. But but Kramnik is obviously trolling, right? He's talking about a situation where like, I can't even begin to describe how dumb this is. So a performance is calculated based on the ratings that you're playing against. So if I'm playing against 3,000s and I score a certain score, like if I score 2 points out of 4 against 3,000s, my performance rating is 3,000 because that's my expected score against 3,000s. 50%. But if I play 2600s and I score 2 points out of 4, my performance rating is 2600. That's my expected performance against 2600s. 50%. So the ratings are higher rated online. Obviously, like 3036 is higher than anybody's rating over the board by like 200, 300, 400 points. So him saying that there's a 3,000 plus performance never achieved by anyone in Blitz World Championship is crazy. We're dealing with ratings that are like 300 points higher rated than the ratings you face at the Blitz World Championship. He made sure the screenshot was very good, right? So in the game above, he has a draw with 100% accuracy, but he doesn't include the opponent, doesn't include like the number of moves, doesn't include it in his stats. Good stuff from Kramnik. A classy troll. Oh, Pushkin. I don't know what this means, but probably something like, oh, like let's go or keep going or something. Super strong. Top 3. Bortnik. Suleimanli. And Oparin. Wow, that's a lot of people, familiar names that you're not seeing up there. Geez, very suspicious event by Naroditsky. Very suspicious. Impossible. Impossible to have this performance. Yeah, I don't know how Daniel's suddenly doing so well. How is he suddenly performing so well? He performs this way all the time for probably like 3-4 years now. But how is he doing it again? How does he continue to perform at the same level that he usually does? I'm in shock. Well, yeah, Daniel's starting rating at the beginning of the event was 29.55. This might be Daniel's lowest rating in like years. So also another good reason. Keep talking, he might accuse me next. He already did accuse me. There's a nice game that I played. I've never beaten Kramnik, but there was a really nice game I played in the London system. So proud of it, honestly. Outplayed Kramnik. It's included in the course. He ends up getting the win in a time scramble. And I think throughout the game, he was like, oh, this guy's like, of course, yeah, finds it, too strong. And then, like, oh, of course, collapses in time pressure. That already happened. No, he won, and he accused me. It's impossible out here. Can't dodge an accusation. Yeah, that's true, Wally. We do have to be suspicious of them. It's like if Kramnik's not accusing you, something doesn't add up. Something that doesn't add up. You might be very suspicious. I think so, Scottish. That's how it felt, at least. Peshka, thanks for the raid. Kathy Widowsers. Thanks, Kathy, for the 3 months with Prime.